Plant kindness, grow love. This is a colouring page which I just created, and in fact I just created 6, as you can see just here, and all using a very similar style. Now stick around and watch all of this video because I show you step by step my process and what I did to create each of these colouring pages. So to do this, we're going to be using one of my prompt generators, and this is my quote colouring page prompt generator. Now this generates structured and detailed prompts for creating quote colouring pages with Ideogram. Now if you want to check this out, this is part of my ultimate colouring page prompt generators, which is a whole suite of generators. They are just here. We're going to be using this one, which is my colouring page prompt generator. I also have a brand new one coming out very soon as well, which converts your colouring page prompts into colouring book cover prompts. Now please be aware as well that this is only available until the 27th of September. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and use this. Now when creating books, you should already have a niche in mind of what you're going to create. Now for this example, let's keep this positive and let's do something along the lines of positive, flowers, floral, or something like that. So let's go ahead and put a positive quote with floral elements. Now with my GPT, with this, for best results, you're actually going to be better off creating your own list of quotes because you can use that in here as well. But nonetheless, we've put a positive quote with floral elements. So now we'll get a structured ideogram prompt which we can then go and use. So the quote used for this is going to be bloom where you are planted. Now let me just explain a little bit about the structure of this prompt. So it's always going to be in 3 parts. The first part, which is just here, is all about the prompt. No, it's not. It's all about the quote and the font styles. The second part is all about the design, description, and the third part is all about the surrounding elements which goes with this design. Now what I like to do first is go fishing for a certain style. So what we're going to do is simply put another like this and click enter. We're going to do this a few times to get a few different prompts because each prompt generated is going to have a slight different font style and style to that colouring page. So once this is done, we're going to do this again. Let's go with 4 variations. So we're going to plug all of these into Ideogram, check out the different styles, find a style that we like, and then we can create the rest of our colouring pages. So now we have 4 different prompts. No, we don't. We have 3. So let's do one more, and let's take these over to Ideogram. So all we have to do is simply copy, come over to Ideogram. We're going to plug that in there. We're going to turn Magic Prompt on. We make sure that we're using version 2.0, and then we're going to use Turbo for rendering. Now if we put that on default, we can see it uses 2 credits, but if we just use Turbo, it only uses 1. We're then going to click generate, and we're going to come and get the rest of these prompts as well. We're going to copy these, we're going to plug this in as well, like so. We're going to take the 3rd one and then also the 4th one, and then we're going to take a look at the styles and see if there's any that we like. And again, we can then use that style throughout the book. So let's go ahead and copy this last one. Let's paste this in here as well. Let's click generate, and then let's just give this a second to generate these images. And there we go. We now have 4 different types. So if we click on these, we can take a look to see what these look like. I really like this with these 2 style fonts as well. Now if we look here, we have 2 different prompts. Now why is that? Well, because when we generated, we had Magic Prompt on. And Magic Prompt is going to give you variations of your original prompt. So if we click on these and look down here at Magic Prompt, we can see that it's slightly changing. Now this is good because you're going to get variations on those prompts created with the generator. Now I really like this one, but let's go ahead and take a look at the others as well. This one looks good. In fact, I really like this with that little effect inside this font just here. And I really actually quite like this one. So I think we're going to go with that one. Oh, or maybe this one. But let's go ahead and take a look at the others as well. I really like that one and this one. Now let's go on to that last one. Let's take a look at this as well. Find joy in the journey. This is really, really nice. I quite like that. But out of all of these, let's go back to here. I really like this. Now, if we look at the prompts are slightly different. So what we're going to do is go ahead and copy this prompt, and then we're going to put in the generator another, but use the same style font as this prompt. And then we can put in that prompt, and we're going to click enter. Now, if we take a look here, it says a whimsical mix of bold and script fonts. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and let's see if it's kept it. So a whimsical mix of bold and script fonts. So now we're going to be able to use this style throughout the book. Now, why is that important? Well, it will keep all of your colouring pages congruent, meaning they're all going to follow a similar style, which again is very, very important when creating colouring books. So let's go ahead and take a look at this quote. It's plant kindness, grow love, which sounds pretty good. So let's go ahead and take this like so. What we're going to do is come back over to here. I really like this. So let's just remix this. We're going to do 100. We're going to turn magic prompt off, and then we're going to click remix. Now, why do I do this? Well, every design which I create, which I'm going to use, I want all 4 generations to be exactly the same. Now this way, that means I don't have to go into each image to have a look at the other designs, because I know right off the bat they're all going to be exactly the same. So let's go ahead and click remix, and now what we're going to do is just go ahead and delete these, because we don't need these, because these were going fishing for certain prompts, or certain styles should I say. So we're just going to go ahead and delete these like that. We're also just quickly going to refresh the page like so. And now we're hoping that we should get a very similar style like this throughout the book and with every prompt. So now if we click generate on this, we can see what this looks like. And there we go. Now while that's there, let's come back over to here and let's put another. Now let's go ahead and actually generate quite a few different prompts. Then we can go ahead and take them all over to Ideogram. So that's doing this one. That's stay wild, flower child. Really nice quote. Let's do this again, and then we'll do it one more time. So let's just give this a second as well, and let's put another in here and click enter. So let's go ahead. That's 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and start taking these over to Ideogram as well. So we're going to paste that in there. We're going to click generate. Then we're going to come over. We're going to take this one like so. We're going to copy, come back over to Ideogram. We're going to plug that in here as well. We'll click generate, and then let's do this last one as well. So copy, come over, paste that in, and click generate. Let's go ahead and do one more, and then we'll have all 6. So let's just put another and click enter. Let's give it a second. And there we go. So let's go ahead and copy this as well. Let's come back over to Ideogram, paste that in there, and click generate. Now we can go through all of these to find the pages that all look the same style. So because this one does have 3 fonts, and because it has effect on one of them, nothing on this one, and then this one's more hollow, a style like this would be harder to actually replicate, but we should get similar results. So all of these just here have used exact same style fonts. So now what we can do, in fact, I really like these. Plant kindness, grow love. I really like how that love turned out. Look at that. That's amazing. Wow. Let's go ahead and actually keep that. In fact, let's just look at these one last time. Plant kindness, grow love. This looks really good. And so does this one. Now out of these, I think I quite like this one a little bit more. So what we're going to do is just remix this. We're going to turn that off. Then we're going to go ahead and delete this as well. So we clean up as we go. Then let's take a look at this. So this is actually following the same style as that one we just looked at. The original prompt is not quite exactly the same. Again, I did say it would be a little bit harder, but nonetheless, we are going to get a similar style throughout these pages. So in fact, I quite like this one, but it's not quite what I want. So what we're going to do with this one, we'll choose the one that we like. Let's go with this one. And we'll use that prompt, we'll turn magic prompt on, and we'll click generate on this, and then we'll delete that as well. So let's come on to this one. Be a light in the darkness. This is more like following the style of the original prompt. I really like this as well. Let's go ahead and remix this. We'll turn that off like so, and then we'll delete that one as well. Again, it's always a good idea to clean up as you go. Choose joy. There's quite a lot going on in these, but they actually look pretty good. So let's go ahead with this one. So we're going to remix this. We're going to turn that off, and we're going to re-delete. Now let's just refresh the page so they all line up again. There we go. So that's the original. Let's take a look at this one. Embrace the magic of now. So this one's looking good. It looks slightly off. So let's go ahead and use this prompt, and we'll click magic prompt on, generate, and we'll delete this. Then let's go ahead and take a look at these to see what these look like. Now let's go ahead and do this last one as well. Embrace the magic of now. That looks good. That looks good, but there's a little bit too much going on. So let's just go with this one. We're going to remix this as well, and then we're going to go back to the prompts. And then we're going to maybe redo all of these. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now I feel like these look good, but they're not quite the same style. And I feel like there's too much going on a couple of these. So let's go ahead and do another, but with only 2 surrounding elements. Now what this will do, we'll have less background images in this part. So if we come down to here, it now says 2 additional decorative elements, scattered petals around the jar, creating a sense of moment. This looks good. So let's go ahead and do these. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll take them over and take a look. So that's done. Let's click another, just like that, and let's go ahead and take these over like this. We're going to copy, we're going to come back over to Ideogram, we'll plug this in, we'll do magic prompt on, we'll come back, get this one as well, like so. We're going to copy, come back over, and then we'll do that for the last one as well, and then we'll see what these look like as well. So we'll copy, let's do that one more time, copy, like so, come over to Ideogram, plug that in here, we're going to paste, and now let's take a look at these. So these are looking a little bit better, and they actually look a little bit more congruent. So we have an effect on this as well. This looks really good. I quite like this one. So which one? That one or this one? I think this one looks a little bit better, so we're going to go with that one. We'll do image weight up, remix, then we'll delete this. Then we'll come back to here. We'll take a look at this. Grow positive thoughts. This one looks really good. So does this one. So we're going to go with this one. Now these are a little bit more congruent than the last ones. So let's go ahead and delete that as well. Let's do this last one. Let's take a look. Breathe in peace. Exhale worries. This is the one I like. So let's go with this one. Then let's click remix and let's delete that. And now let's take a look at these. So as you can see, these are following a very similar style. There's a couple here that don't look right, so what I would do is literally delete these ones. So we're going to delete that, we're going to delete this one as well. I really like this, but it's not quite in the same style. So let's go ahead, let's go back, let's also refresh the page as well, and let's take a look at that. So yeah, it definitely looks out of place with the other ones. So even though it looks really good, we are going to delete that. Let's refresh one last time and let's take a look at these to see if they do have a very similar style. And they do. The only one that's a little bit out of place is the original one because we have that black writing. So in fact, let's go ahead and do one more. We'll click another like this. Let's come back over to here. Let's go ahead and delete this one, the original, the one that we got the actual style from. Let's go ahead and take this as well. And there we go. We now have the prompt. We're going to take this. It says create your own sunshine. We're going to copy. We're going to come over. We're going to plug that in. Let's click generate and let's give this a second as well. But these all now look practically in the same style. Now these ones are kind of following the same style. This one looks a little bit off, but I would be happy with this because they do look quite congruent. So if we take a look at this one, create your own sunshine, it's given us a cover here for some reason. Create your own sunshine, this one looks slightly off, doesn't quite follow the same ones, so I would actually delete this. I'd come back over to the prompt generator and just put another. Then let's take this prompt. But this is what it's all about. Now these tools do speed up a lot of the process. You don't have to go through trying to create prompts. This all does it for you. But there's still a lot of work involved. You still have to go back and forth, finding the colouring pages that look the same style and that also look good, and just having quality control in your creations. So let's click generate and we'll give this a second as well. We'll quickly refresh this as well. And there we go. So let's click on here. Let's take a look. Oh, I really like this. Butterflies, flowers, everything looks really good on this one. Let's take a look at the others. Find beauty in every day. This looks good as well. That is actually quite off, so you wouldn't want that. Now, if you have elements in your design, like these hearts or anything like that, it's really easy to edit them as well. And I have made another video all about that. What I'll do is link that down in the description. Now, these two look good, but they aren't quite the same style with the bold outline. This one has, so let's go ahead with this one. We'll click remix, we'll turn that up, we'll turn this off, remix, delete. And now let's go ahead and take a look. Let's also refresh the page as well, just like that. And there we go. We now have 6 congruent colouring pages that all look very, very similar. Now what I would do is keep doing this process until I have all of the colouring pages that I need for my book. Now I'll do this all in bulk because that way I'd create all of my colouring pages first. I can then edit and format the pages on another day or later on in the day, and then I can create the whole book on another day. So that's known as batch working, and it's a lot more easier to stay organised if you do it this way. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. Find beauty in every day. This looks good. Now we can see that this butterfly looks slightly off, so we could literally edit that out, or because we've created 4 of the same page using that 100% remix feature, we're going to get slight variations in these pages. So on this one, that doesn't look quite right, it looks off. But on the next one, it practically looks flawless. And all the other ones look good as well, apart from that one. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. This looks slightly off there, so what I'd probably do with this page is remix again, keep that at 50, turn that on for a minute. No, in fact, let's keep that off. Let's keep remix. And now we're just going to get a variation of this page, and this bit shouldn't be there, which means we're going to have a better colouring page. So if we take a look, that looks better. That looks slightly off. These ones look slightly off as well, and so does that. Where this one looks a million times better, and we could edit that one out. So let's go ahead and remix this as well. We'll turn that off. And we'll go ahead and delete this one. We'll go ahead and delete that other one as well just there, and then we'll click refresh. But again, that's what it's all about, going back and forth, creating your colouring pages, making sure they look flawless, that they look good, and they all got that similar style. And there we go. So let's go ahead and take one more look. That still looks slightly off. This one could be edited out. This one looks better, and that would be edited out. So this is one that I probably would be happy with. Let's take a look at that last one. So this one looks the best, so I would probably use that. And let's go ahead and take a look at this as well. This one practically looks flawless. They all do, so let's keep that. Let's take a look at this one. This also looks pretty good, so let's go on to the next one, which is this. This looks good. Let's take a look at the rest of them. So I'm happy with that one as well. But as you can see, as we go through the 4 variations, they each slightly change, and you're going to get one great colouring page out of all of the 4 variations. But that looks good. Stay Wild Flower Child. This is one that I probably wouldn't go with. I don't quite like it too much. So what we would do is just go ahead and delete this one. In fact, we didn't even do the 4 variations on this. But I don't like that, so that one would go. And let's take a look at this one. This is my favourite out of all of them. With this, the plant actually being the font. Just looks amazing. But nonetheless, that's how easy it is to use my colouring page prompt generator, or my quote colouring page prompt generator, and that's how easy it is to find styles and then use that same style throughout the book. So again, if you want to come and check this out, there is going to be a link down in the description. Just please be aware that after the 27th of September, it will no longer be available to purchase until November. Now, there's been a little bit of a confusion with this. If you do decide to purchase this after the 27th of September, even when it's not available to purchase, you personally still get access to absolutely everything. It's just not available to purchase after the 27th. Now, with that being said, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more similar videos using my prompt generator, where we go ahead and create 6 colouring pages in other niches as well, then drop a comment down below saying more. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give me a like, as it does really help out the channel. And if you're not too sure what to watch next, click right here and watch this playlist.